our emotions are triggered, it must have taken a lifetime to put ourselves out of balance. So, hello, this is Roger Gabriel with you again. Welcome back to Heal Whole Self. So, how are you enjoying the program so far? I hope you managed to try a few new things and perhaps you're starting to notice a few changes in your life. So, remember that to be happy and healthy, our mind and body need to move in harmony with the natural rhythms and cycles of nature. And restoring that balance and harmony will sometimes take a little while. So please don't be discouraged if you haven't noticed any dramatic changes yet. Most of us have taken a lifetime to put ourselves out of balance, so, sometimes it takes a little time to correct things. Don't be patient. Just by beginning this program, you've made a huge step in the right direction. So please go through the materials again, re-listen to Deepak and my meditations, and the changes will happen. Just be patient. Allow everything to unfold as nature intends for us. So we've talked about the body and the mind, and in this session we're going to discuss emotions. You can eat fresh organic food, you can go to yoga classes every day, but if your life is emotionally turbulent, then all that will be negated. And negative emotions generally cause us some pain and discomfort, so it's often easier to suppress them rather than face or deal with them. Now, there's nothing wrong with having emotions. The world would be rather boring if no one had any emotions. And every emotion has a purpose, otherwise it wouldn't exist. Expressing our feelings is often a good release and can show others how we feel about something. However, when we hold on to our emotions, they can easily become toxic. And this leads to discomfort, disease, and a loss of the quality of life in all areas. If that simple flash of anger is held onto, then it can become rage, hostility, or revenge. Or that anxious moment becomes a deep-rooted fear. That disappointment turns into shame and guilt. So most of our emotions are triggered by our relationships to something or someone else. Well, life is a collection of relationships. We're in a relationship with everyone we meet, our friends, our family, work colleagues. Right now, you're in a relationship with me. We're also in a relationship with the government, the taxman, the whole nature surrounding us. So to be healthy and happy, we need to successfully manage our relationships. And all relationships are actually like a mirror. They reflect ourselves. So a great way to learn about yourself is to look at your relationships. We attract who we are. So instead of complaining about the angry, hostile people around you, look for the anger and hostility within you. And when you change, you'll be surprised how easily your world begins to change. So just do something simple right now. Think of someone you really admire. It could be somebody you know personally, a famous person, or it could be somebody from history. And now ask yourself, what are the qualities I admire in this person? Not what they've done, but what are their qualities? Things like they're generous, humble, courageous, kind, humorous. And write them down if it's easy, or just remember them in your mind. Okay, so you have that list. And now do the opposite. Think of someone you don't like. Again, it could be somebody you know personally, a famous person, or a person from history. And this time, write down the qualities you don't like in this person. Again, not what they've done, but their qualities. This could mean, they're mean, they're obnoxious, they're rude, untrustworthy, lazy, unreliable, those types of things. Okay, so now you have two lists. The qualities you like in people and those you don't like in people. So imagine you're jumbling those two lists together, and guess who we have? You guessed it, it's you. Okay. I know now you're thinking delete, delete, delete. But don't worry, this is your private list. Nobody else has to see it. Okay. You see, we all have all qualities within us. And the qualities we admire in other people are the qualities we want more of. So instead of running after other people to give you those qualities, ask yourself, how can I be more like that? How can I be more generous, more loving, more humble, etc., etc.? And when you start doing this, you'll be amazed at how your life becomes filled with people with these qualities. And the qualities you don't like, these are the qualities that you also have, but you don't want anyone to know you have them. You're hiding that side of yourself. So whenever you're confronted by other people with these qualities, it reminds you of who you are, and you start feeling uncomfortable and want to reject those people. So take that list of the qualities you don't like and see if you can accept that side of yourself. Now, this doesn't mean to say you have to start behaving that way, but when you accept that you can also have those qualities, then it won't bother you so much when you see them in others. So learn from your relationships, no matter who it is, because the purpose of every relationship is to help us grow and evolve. And the quality of our relationships, of course, depends very much on the words we use. And there's an Arabic proverb, which I really enjoy, which says, the tongue should have three gatekeepers who ask the following questions before the words get past our lips. First question is it true? If we qualify for that, the second question is it kind? And finally, the last question asked is it necessary? Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? And just imagine how much quieter the world would be if people complied with these questions. But if your words and actions always reflect love, you'll never go wrong in your relationships. Because there's basically only two emotions, love and fear. All the positive emotions come from love, and all the negative emotions stem back to some deep-rooted fear. So take a moment and ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Maybe it's fear of rejection, fear of not being loved, fear of being embarrassed or losing someone or something. Maybe fear of growing older or fear of death. To heal the whole self, we need to face and overcome our fears. You see, fear contracts us. It holds us in, whereas love expands us. That contraction leads to discomfort and disease, whereas expansion takes us to well-being. So whenever you feel yourself becoming tense in a situation, just pause, take a few breaths, observe how you're feeling, breathe into the tension, relax it, then continue what you were doing before, but now with more awareness. I've already said that it's important to release emotions and not hold on to them or repress them. So let's look at some steps that will help us do this. First of all, you need to take responsibility for your emotions. They're yours. Someone or something may have triggered or something in you, but the emotion you experience is your choice. When we blame somebody else for how we feel, we're giving them our power, and we'll never be able to heal. So take responsibility for your emotions. Take back your life. The second step is identify the emotion. What am I feeling? Is it really an emotion, or is it just a judgment I'm making? And next, ask yourself, where am I feeling this emotion in my body? See, every emotion has a corresponding physical sensation somewhere in the body. This is the stress forming. It's the emotion becoming toxic in the body. So breathe into the sensation. Have the intention of softening the tension. Just releasing the discomfort. If necessary, do something more physical to release the emotion. You can breathe forcefully or punch a pillow, jump up and down, shout and scream if you do something to let it go. Now if you choose, write down and describe the situation. Try writing it from your own perspective or from the perspective of another person's point of view who is involved, or just as an independent observer. Or maybe write a letter to the other party in the situation. Express your feelings. You don't have to send the letter, but it kind of helps you to let these things out, to release them. And then share how you felt. If you can share openly and honestly with whoever was involved in the situation, great, but if you can't, then find a good friend who will just listen to you. And this is a good time to bring in forgiveness. Forgive someone else or ask for forgiveness, or maybe you need to forgive yourself. And a very important tip for forgiving is to always separate the person from the act. Often we can never forgive what a person did, but we can always forgive the person. And remember, if you don't forgive, you're the one who always suffers. So forgiveness is a huge step in the direction of emotional freedom and healing the whole self. Now I realize that nobody enjoys processing their emotions. So whenever you feel you've made some progress in this area, reward yourself. Emotions can guide us to wholeness. So do something to celebrate and reward yourself. Now these steps I've just mentioned can be used to release old, deep-rooted emotions and resentments and hurts and guilt that we maybe have been holding on to for years. If this is you, then set aside some quiet time and just go through these steps, bringing the situation and the emotions to the surface and then processing them. And if it's something that's been with you a long time, of course, then you might need to do the same steps more than once. Remember, emotions are kind of like an onion. We peel off one layer and there's another one, but just keep working at it. And then you can use a simplified version of these steps to release an emotion as soon as it occurs. Let's say you're driving on the highway and somebody cuts in front of you. You might have one of two reactions. You might get angry and start cursing the other driver, or you might start panicking, thinking you could have just been killed. Either way, your body goes into what's known as the fight or flight response. This is a very primitive response that the caveman had when he was confronted by a wild animal. The heart rate increases, blood pressure rises, we breathe faster, we respire more, all the things necessary for dealing with a life-threatening situation. So the only problem is, though, that unlike the caveman, our life isn't being threatened. We're still driving on the highway, but our body has that same reaction. And this creates stress, and this stress can lead to a whole host of serious ailments. So next time this or a similar situation happens, catch yourself. Ask yourself where you're feeling the discomfort, the tightness in your body, and breathe into it. Take a few deeper or forceful breaths if necessary. Have the intention of releasing the tension. As the tension and discomfort subsides, you'll notice the emotion is also subsiding. You can enjoy the rest of your day without the stress. As Deepak's told us, our emotions often reflect our needs not being met. But don't expect others to know what we want. So sometimes we need to tell them. Other than food and shelter, our basic needs are acceptance. We need to be heard. We need appreciation, to have other people notice our good points. We need some affection, some expression of caring and love. Finally, we need attention. We need to be listened to. When these are met, we feel happy, and it leads to health and vitality. When they're not being met, this creates unhappiness, leading to anger, sadness, anxiety, frustration, and all possibly leading to depression and a loss of wholeness. So begin to cultivate emotions that don't lead to conflict. Be in touch with your feelings. Be in touch with other people's feelings. Try to Your ego helped you to get your education, your career. It helped you organize your family life. But like anything else, the ego is only problematic when it's out of balance. When it's out of balance, the ego runs wild, trying to control everything. It creates all the stories we mistake for reality. It makes us attached or adverse to things that aren't necessary or important. It's the ego that instills the fear of death. When out of balance, the ego is a major cause of our fears and insecurities, leading to suffering and illness. So once again, meditation comes to our rescue. Meditation takes us beyond the mind, beyond the ego, beyond all our emotions, to a field of joy and bliss deep within us. And as we regularly make this journey from activity to silence and back to activity, we begin to establish these positive qualities and emotions in our lives. Now please find somewhere quiet and comfortable where you can sit down and close your eyes. And bring fully into your mind a previous situation that caused you to feel afraid. Be aware of the other people or things that were involved in the situation. Now look at your emotion of fear. The important word here is your. It's your fear. You're choosing to feel afraid. It doesn't matter what anyone else said or did, or what's happening. The emotion is always your choice. So take responsibility for your emotion, for your fear. Nobody else made you feel this way, no matter what they might have done. You have chosen to be afraid. Choose to feel love. Now bring your awareness into your body. Where are you feeling this fear in your body? Maybe there's some tension in your lower stomach or some tightness in your chest. It could be anywhere. Where are you feeling it? sensation of fear becoming stressful in your body. It needs to be released as soon as possible. Just breathe into the sensation. Breathe into any discomfort. Breathe in deeply through your nose, allowing your breath to soften any tension. Exhale fully through your mouth. Just have the intention of releasing the fears. Just repeat this. If you need to, you can deepen your breath or breathe faster. Feel free to yell and wave your arms if it helps. Just keep repeating this. Just keep releasing until you notice discomfort starting to diminish, starting to soften. Now look at the fear emotion again. Is the emotion starting to fade? Keep breathing into the sensation if you need to. Just keep releasing the sensation with your breath. As we said, love is the opposite to fear. As the fear begins to fade, let's replace it with love. So now bring your awareness into your heart center, the middle of your chest. Allow your breathing to be normal. Just rest in your heart center. Resting deeper and deeper into your heart center. Just resting in the arms of love. Surrounded by love. Safe, secure, nourished, nurtured in the arms of love. Now gently, silently, begin repeating the sound Prem, Prem, Prem. This is the Sanskrit vibration of love. Prem, Prem, Prem. Allow this vibration to enter into the space where the fear was. Transform any remaining fear into love. Allow love to heal all your fears. Prem. sound. If you notice your attention is drifted away, then just gently come back to it. And let us know when to stop. Prem. eyes closed, stop repeating the sound. Just continue resting easily. I'm going to share an intention for bringing perfection to your emotions. Still with your eyes closed, easily rest your awareness in your heart center, the middle of your chest. As I say the intention, just repeat it silently and release it back into the silence. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Any time in the future, if fear or negative emotions arise within you, just breathe in love. Fill yourself with love. Radiate love to everyone you meet. Now take a deep breath. Sigh it out. And when you're ready, please open your eyes slowly. In our next session, we'll look at healing the whole self from the perspective of spirit. So until then, remember that health is feeling comfortable and content. So try to always act for the good of yourself and those around you. Ask yourself, what makes me joyful? Let joy be your guide. And remember those words. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Namaste.